Hello everyone, and Happy New Year's. Thank you for tuning into video, and I will be doing a short, I'm going to try and keep it short, video on things to consider buying and maybe not buying while the US Tech Tree is 50% off from January 2nd and January 3rd. So 2 days the sale will be going on. So let's get right into it. Let's start with aircraft actually this time. I tried this first time already, and it was too long, and blah 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 blah. Let's start with aircraft this time. Buffalo. First of all, you should know I don't really recommend premiums, anything lower than tier 3. But if you really want to, you know, I'm sure it's a fun level. I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. I wouldn't recommend like any of these, except for this. This is fun. I don't own it, but I know it's kind of OP and is a lot of fun. It's a like freaking UFO. So if you have to buy a plane or really want to buy a plane of tier 2 to grind through, this is fun and kind of I'd consider it. I would definitely put out a respectable plane even at tier 2 to consider buying. I will skip over some vehicles because they're non-applicable for the sale, and obviously the sale only applies to regular aircraft and Golden Eagle ones, so if it's included in a bundle or was from a special event, I'm just skipping right over it. I will cover the general sales going on for like the mega bundles and the bundles on sale for the PSN store, because we get separate sales in a different video. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, like, you know, I've heard the zeros, and that's like, I've heard, you know, or, you know, general things, but I really wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. But hey, you know, that's just me. If you're really good Japanese, you want to start grinding out the US tree, feel free. It's half off. You know, it's not a bad deal. It's 50% off, 75% off. You know, you can't get much better. You know, 75% off being from battle packs, or trophies, whatever. Moving on. The B4 is not a horrible plane. I've heard that's pretty decent. I love German planes, so the only reason I'm not buying is because I'm already too far into the tech tree and have too many premiums anyways, so I don't need it. You know, slim chance I'd buy it, but at this point, no, but I would recommend it as a solid plane. I believe this is one to consider too. I don't know much about it though, man. I know, I think I've heard it's a good plane, but I don't want to say I'm mixing up with the XP55. You know, I'm just not gonna touch it. I'm sorry. I know it's stupid to me making a guide video and not know anything about the one plane and go leave it up to you, but I would probably choose this plane over this plane, and this plane over this plane. I don't know. The BTD, it's a dive bomber / torpedo bomber with two 20mm cannons, which are awesome. If you really enjoy the assault, you know, if you like this area, or you like the TBF or the TBD a lot, then go ahead, buy 50% off. Or not, I wouldn't particularly recommend it. I would actually probably advise against buying the P61A1 50% off, or at all, really. I mean, from what I understand, the regular one's actually better than this. I mean, there's really not a major difference between the two, and if you actually notice, this one has a lower battle rating, and it's because it can't carry armament, where this one can. This can't. This can. This can carry bombs and stuff, and this one can't. You know, like, you might be better off buying a Talesman for this at that point. I mean, you know, that's up to you. I mean, this and that, you know, versus a regular Talesman, it'll be close to the same price, I believe. The Focke-Wulf 190A8. This is not a bad plane at all. If you enjoy German planes, and particularly the 190 series, this is probably a good plane for you. It is a boom and zoom plane, meaning, in case anyone doesn't know what that means, you climb. You definitely want to climb in this plane, probably side climb. try and get above your enemies and dive down on them and pull back up. Basically want to have an altitude advantage on them. Boom and zoom. It's heavy. It's kind of a heavy plane. I mean, the four 20mm cannons weigh it down. It is a little bit of a heavy plane. You will definitely probably need, it's probably advisable to side climb in this and beware that this is not a turn fighter, none the least. Lost my train of thought there, but I don't know, completely forgot. Anyways, boom and zoom plane. Oh right, if you can get something within your line of sight, it's gone because it's fantastic armament, phenomenal. The U.S. loaned Griffin Spitfire I can definitely recommend. It's a pretty good plane. Probably preferable over the 190 actually. This will be half off. I might even consider buying it. Fantastic climb rate, turn fighter, a lot of good things about it. So if you're picking between these two, they're about the same battle ring. Fortunately I have to say go with the Spitfire. Pretty solid plane. It might be even a little bit more solid, it might be a little OP, but anyways, that is going to cover it for the Golden Eagle premium purchases for the aircraft. I would obviously also highly recommend buying anything here that you haven't bought or close to finishing researching. Like, I should probably finish researching that so I can get it half off. Now we'll be moving on to the tank section, which will be much shorter and a little bit more complicated. This one, not half bad. Again, don't recommend buying anything under tier 3 for the most part. Though this is a nice little fun tank. It's a Canadian training tank for the Shermans because for what I understand we wouldn't give the Canadians any of our Shermans, so they built their own one to train in. My source is from another Canadian, so don't quote me on that entirely. It has a pretty decent gun and some alright armor, so it's not a bad tank. It's actually kind of fun from what I understand of it. And it's not a bad purchase, but I still wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But US Tree is a little finicky because at least for realistic battles, this whole thing is a pain. Like all this Shermans, it's just ugh. All the Shermans and all these tanks are okay guns with okay armor. Like nothing very phenomenal about them. Not much to say about the T-20. Think it's okay, but I really don't have much to say about it. Unfortunately, I actually don't know much about this at all. Yeah, it's a rank 3, so you're a little better off buying that one over, that probably. That's not rank 3, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. Cobra King, I haven't used this one very much. It's essentially a premium jumbo. It is a premium version of this tank, basically. So if you have this tank and you really like it, then get the premium one. Other than that, I mean, again, it's okay gun with okay armor. These are just fun tanks. They are expensive as well. As you can see, it's almost 10,000 Golden Eagles to buy this at a regular price. And you have to buy that to get this. They're not necessarily bad, but they're not like, they're fun tanks. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to grind in. It's an M26. If you're going for an M26, you're better off with getting this guy instead. You'll spend a lot less Golden Eagles getting those, but if you want to get a hay, T-28, little brother of massive T-95. This is a rolling bunker with major armament on the front. You can probably get penned in the cupola there. And that's it. You put bushes on it, I don't know. Very slow moving. A lot of frontal armor. Get shot anywhere else, you'll probably die. You know, it's an acquired taste tank. And the gun, even though it's huge, I actually have heard these guns do not one-shot as much as you'd think they do. Like, I don't know if it's the rounds or I don't know. The Super Hellcat, if you enjoy the M18s, fast-moving, light-armored vehicles, and just screwing with the enemy team, driving circles around them, highly recommended. Highly recommended. In fact, I might even consider buying this. Like, I mean, I think I have enough. I don't know if I want to do that, but I'm gonna think about it. Can definitely say it's a fun tank. If you enjoy the M18s, or even, you know, the M36 here, buy the Super Hellcat. Again, in case you don't know anything about it, it is a glass cannon, meaning this has no armor. It's open top, but it's got a pretty good gun and phenomenal speed and maneuverability. So, good. If I'm deciding, these are close to, they're similar. They're very similar. They're the same battle rating. I think they're even similar priced. I would pick the M46 Tiger over the M26E1. Just because I think they're the same gun, aren't they? Pretty much. Alright, not exactly, but I mean, generally. This is a slightly faster reload than this one. I mean, they're basically the same, but I would say overall, I would recommend the M46 Tiger over the M26E1. And again, like, the T-29 obviously better than, like, pretty much all the tanks I mentioned, but this is a bundled tank, and I said I wouldn't be covering those in this. But yeah, so anyways, I hope this was helpful to you. I will be making a different video probably right after I finish editing and uploading this one on the bundles for PC and the bundles for the sales, the major bundle sales for PC and PS4. Ooh, it applies to only one, whatever. Anyways, I will not take up any more of your time. I hope this was somewhat helpful. If I made a mistake on a vehicle or missed a vehicle or something like that, you know, that I should have said, hey, this is great, say so in the comment section, spread the word. This is just supposed to be something that maybe, like, you may be clueless on the plane or the US tech tree in general. You might be wanting to buy a vehicle for it to grind for later, you know, like, hey, I'm starting out and want to get a premium to grind through it. Hopefully this gave you a little bit better of an idea, and, you know, this is my personal recommendation. Let me know what you guys think, though. Anyways, I hope you guys have had a wonderful start to 2017, and hopefully you enjoyed and that this was helpful. Bye.